Hi, we are back in Mumbai for another episode of This Is My Architecture. I am Abhishek Mahanty from AWS, and with me I have Manish and Varun from Mediology. Welcome.
Hello. Thank you.
So tell us a bit about what Mediology does.
So Mediology is a SaaS-based product solutions and services company, which is focusing on the media and publishing domain. Our products include solutions for digital publishing, mobile distribution, and monetization.
Wow, seems you guys are doing a lot here. Take us through some of the challenges you've faced so far in your journey.
So India is a mobile-first country, right? Most of the experiences which people in India have on the digital side are on their mobile phones. However, publishers really have a very difficult time in giving that kind of experience to the end consumers. Yeah. So for that, we've built an enterprise publishing platform, an enterprise mobility platform called Readwhere CMS. Readwhere CMS delivers native and progressive web applications for publishers, and it basically helps publishers increase user retention, user engagement, and monetization. So that's primarily what the challenge the platform solves.
That's great. And that's what we are going to talk about today, right?
Yeah.
So Varun, why don't you run us through the architecture and how you're facing and how you're handling those challenges there?
Yes. So here we have the platform supporting multi-tenancy based on service-oriented architecture. Mm-hmm. And we employ Spot Fleet with worker processes to process all the images, data, and videos, and the metadata. Mm-hmm. So in Redis here, we store the processed objects coming through the React as a NoSQL and the MySQL as a relational database. So, and this ELB is fronted by the CloudFront so that we can support the spike at the origin. Because whenever there is a high traffic on the CloudFront, it doesn't go to the ELB directly because it handles all the traffic.
All the country, yeah.
Yes. And in ELB, we are currently using this Spot Fleet. So this is bringing our cost down to 40%.
Oh, that's great. So, we handle a lot of scale. Do we have any numbers around it? Like what sort of scale we are talking about?
So currently we are doing 200 million API calls a day, and the latency at ELB is less than 50 milliseconds.
Okay.
And we are targeting to do it in less than 35 milliseconds so that it brings a major impact on the 200 million API calls.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes a world of difference for the end users. Oh, great. And I'm assuming this is your content delivery layer. Why don't you take us through it? I see Lambda and Edge, which seems really interesting.
Yeah, initially we were doing the processed image delivery via the ELB and EC2 stack. Mm-hmm. And that was the origin for the CloudFront. But now we have moved to S3. So S3 process the S3 delivers the image to the Lambda as an object origin response, and then it delivers via the CloudFront. When there is a miss, in that case, if S3 doesn't have the image as a 404, then Lambda process that image right down into the S3 and return it back to the CloudFront, and then CloudFront cache it. So that's how we are doing the faster delivery for the processed images, because Lambda has a very low latency.
That's very interesting. That's a great use case. I also see the Amazon Certificate Manager here. Why don't you tell us a bit about how you're using that?
So that's a pretty interesting story, because we are doing progressive web applications, mm-hmm. and that needs different clients need to be pointed in the domain to our system.
Okay.
So in ELB, we can allow only one certificate to work as a SSL, but in CloudFront, we can create multiple distributions, yeah, and attach multiple ACMs to them. So that's how we are scaling it, and the more publisher we are adding, the more distribution we can add. There is no need to change in the major PWS stack, which is behind the ELB.
Okay, that's really clever. So basically, you're giving custom vanity URLs for each of your clients via CloudFront and ACM.
Yeah, it's a multi-tenant architecture. We have to support that kind of a vanity URL to support the customers who work with us, right? And that's absolutely really leading to scaling the platform immensely. So delivering the content in reduced time spans is the key for what the problem which we're solving. CloudFront actually works really well for us there.
That's great. That's great. So this is fantastic. So what's next? How are you planning to take it to the next level?
So I think for us, as Varun mentioned, one of the key things is to bring the latency of the API calls down further by about 30-35%.
Okay.
So that's one challenge. Now, it sounds like a small number, which is 15 milliseconds, but it takes a lot to achieve that kind of number.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of optimization across the stack to deliver that. Along with that, we want to move from an ELB architecture to an ALB architecture, which is application load balancing, because we have multiple APIs, we need to support that. And we're also integrating machine learning and AI into the overall content delivery part of our solution so that we can give more personalized content to the end users and increase, at the end of the day, monetization is key, and this is what we believe will increase monetization.
That's fantastic. Thank you very much for coming and, sharing your architecture with us, right? And thank you for watching This Is My Architecture.